Hey, what's going on, guys? Chapter 405 of Hunter x Hunter has finally come out, so let's talk about it. Now, this one starts off in a very interesting fashion. We see Hisoka playing some poker, or at least a variation of poker. And he's talking about the fact that he's not really into all the games that are going on right now. He's not really into group play. He likes to take his time, if you will. He likes to play one-on-one. He likes to manipulate and play with his opponent, almost like a spider playing with its food in a way. Interesting little side note, obviously he doesn't really care about the spiders, i.e. the Phantom Troop. He's kind of ambivalent about it at the moment. He's just kind of like, they're doing what they're doing, but it doesn't really concern me. We then have a flashback in which Chrollo was talking to Bono, and he's like, I want you to turn into Hisoka. So the idea here is to give the Mafia a false sense of security. If they think that they've got Hisoka isolated in a single place, the Phantom Troop can roam around and do as they please. They can find the real Hisoka. So it looks like from the initial onset, Henrig was actually talking to Bono and not Hisoka in the movie theater, so that's pretty interesting stuff right there. Not only does Illumi have the ability to turn into other people, Bono does and Hisoka does, because Hisoka has texture surprise. So you got so many different people who are pretending to be other people. It's absolutely insane. So I imagine all the speculation about Bellaraint, the guy in Kurapika's Nen class, is probably going to spark up again, because everyone was thinking, because he had that little, I think it was a little heart at the end of his speech bubble, everyone was speculating that he might be Hisoka in disguise. So, that being said, if Bono does locate the real Hisoka, he's not to engage him in battle. And Bono's okay with this because his powers are a bad matchup for Hisoka anyway, so he doesn't want to engage him whatsoever. So he's going to tell Chrollo Hisoka's location if he finds him, and then they'll decide whether or not they want to fight him. Now, the specific ability that we're talking about with Bono here is called Metamorphose. It's a new ability that we were not aware of up until this point. It basically allows him to transform into someone that he's spoken with, and he can maintain this appearance for roughly as long as he spent face-to-face time with that person. So damn, so many different people have the ability to transform into someone else. It's absolutely mind-boggling at this point. So we do in fact get confirmation that Lynch, one of Henrig's underlings, actually punched Bono and not Hisoka earlier. Now what's interesting is that after Lynch punches Bono in the gut, Bono thinks to himself that he's not the real Hisoka, and it seems like Zakuro heard this. So I'm not exactly sure what happened here, but it seems like when he's posing as someone else, other people can hear his thoughts. I'm not exactly sure about that. Maybe someone else knows in the comments, you guys can let me know. But yeah, anyway, he decides to kill Zakuro in this moment. We know this because we see Zakuro's body behind the trash, and he's posing as him. So that's pretty interesting. And then after he killed Zakuro, he killed Lynch, disguised himself as Lynch, and then tricked Henrig in the theater as Hisoka. Nobunaga then suggests something rather interesting, that the real Haley family is possibly not on the boat at the moment, which is pretty shocking to say the least. Now, Kenny Wang is fairly certain that Morena is the Haley boss, given that she descended from the Kaken royal family. However, that being said, her true intentions are still not known at the moment. Now, Nobunaga sort of makes a connection between Morena and their boss, Chrollo, saying that they operate in a similar manner. Morena makes the strategy, and then everyone below that makes tactics based on that strategy. They're all going towards a single goal, that is Morena's vision. That being said, it seems like they're not specifically going after the Mafia members. They want to kill all the passengers on the boat. And they make the correct determination that they're killing various people on the boat to accumulate more and more power for themselves. That way they can destroy everything. Now, the Cha-R and the Shiyu families will support the spiders unconditionally at this moment. They just want the Haley crushed. And given the fact that they have the spiders on their side, Kenny Wang is fairly confident that Morena's going to go down fairly quickly in the succession contest. So she's like, what you going to do now? You're going to have to play your Joker. That being said, I believe Morena's got something up her sleeve here. She seems fairly confident in herself, and she knows that she's up against it right now. Now, with the funeral procession for Halkenberg being held, Morena wants to enact her plan, and she wants Dogman to carry it out. Now, Dogman is already level 62, and he's an enhancement type. Now, apparently, when he gets 5 meters within someone, he can determine their Nen type, and within 2 meters, he can determine their proficiency. And if he gets close enough to them and licks their head, or sniffs their head, he identifies them 100%. So I would assume that he knows all their Nen abilities, all their strengths, all their weaknesses. So that's a huge advantage. We then see Damon and 2 other members of the Haley family at level 51, and they're feeling very powerful right now. You know, they're like, man, these powers are pretty great, like, we can actually do some stuff with this. And it seems like the spiders are walking right into them, so it looks like a battle is about to happen. Now, I'm wondering if the Haley family is truly strong, or if they're gonna get a rude awakening, because as we know, the spiders usually do that to people. You know, people feel like, oh man, I got this, like, this is gonna be nothing, and then they just get destroyed. You know, like, I'm thinking of that battle with Uvo back in the Yorknew arc, you know. Those guys were feeling themselves, they thought they had that, and Uvo just absolutely destroyed them. And I'm thinking probably something similar could happen here. Because Zakaro and Lynch, I mean, they weren't especially strong, but we thought they had some abilities, and Bono took them out relatively easily, so I'm thinking that's probably going to happen to the Haley family as well. You know, the spiders just have so much experience at the moment that they're probably going to put them in their place. Now, is Morena just going to be caught completely off guard, or does she have an ace in the hole? How powerful is she, for example? Are we going to figure that out pretty soon, or is that going to be kept in reserve for a while? That being said, Morena knows that she's up against it. It's basically the Haley family against the entire boat at this point. So, you don't go into a situation like that without being prepared. You don't go into that without having some sort of powerful allies on your side. They're gonna cause some havoc. They're just gonna absolutely tear through people's assholes. So, I don't know, man. It's really interesting. It could be a situation where it's like, you know, they look kind of weak at first, they're getting destroyed, but then all of a sudden they got some strong, powerful allies held in reserve, maybe like this dog man. They're just gonna run roughshod through people. So, very interesting stuff. Now, we have no idea where Hisoka is. We thought we knew where he was. Now it's like, it's anyone's guess. Is he Bellarant? Is he someone else? Is he just hiding somewhere on the boat? Is he just chilling, maxing, and relaxing? We just don't know at the moment. But, yeah, really exciting chapter, guys. Tell me what you thought in the comments, and I'll catch you on the flip side.